Hello, Kaiko here, and welcome to the Chaos. Let's go! Guess what secret is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for the switcheroo trick. Before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic, remembering the details of the trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go? A good eye that said you were still far from discovering the answer. The back of the door isn't the same. The back door? You mean the inside of the box? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything. Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. Ah! They put two and two together. What'd you get? Does that mean there's another box inside this one? Exactly. Alright, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down. Is it a lift? I think it might be a lift. This is never... There's a lift involved. Things go wrong. There was a passageway under the magic box. And this passage linked the two boxes together. I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The two magic boxes are positioned right above the two entrances to the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley. This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring the box will face in the right direction. I see, so that's the purpose of the box inside another box. Precisely, the inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and he moved it on the trolley, all the while the outer box would remain unsaved as if nothing had ever changed. So that's how you did it. Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage. Then what about your side of the trick? Right, you were talking the whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end. I guess the phonograph operated by Lyney was used to achieve that effect. My assistants and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder. What about Lyney? Where was she? I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box. Oh, interesting. That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was one who walked out of the box at the end. Oh. I mean, we are twins, all it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favourite part of this trick, only Lyney and I can perform it. So that's how it all worked. Well, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last. I can tell a lot of thought was put into this. Lyney would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish descending. And then I walk out the other box in the audience area and the trick would be complete, the operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box with our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished. We really don't know how that happened. If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. If we have a look around, I think we can come up with some more leads. This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lyney are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up. Yes, of course, no need to be so strict. Now, I won't disappear into thin air, you know. Thanks everyone, we're counting on you. Oh. And he gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and then he himself would also use the tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lyney and her assistant would take care of onstage interactions. And the magic box on stage has an additional layer to its rear in which Lyney and Lyney's clothes remain hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Lyney had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. The magic box at the centre of the audience stand has two layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. Ooh. Let's see. It's possible to set a reward for 8 seeds. I mean, we can find out. I actually don't know. We can figure it out. We can do it later. They have different eye colours. They do. Ever so slightly. A tiny bit. And yeah, no one would notice. I think their hair is slightly different as well, but you can do that. But you can fix that with contacts and like a wig. So, you know, it's probably not all that difficult. Ah, okay, that's what it wants me to do. Okay. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. The ladder is required to return in order to return to the magic box above. Okay, no. Ooh. What's this? There's like a hook tied to the end of a rope. That's all kinds of odds and ends here. Lyney didn't mention this earlier. Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick, but why would it have been left here? Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first. Dropped hook rope. A rope has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of the rope. Its use is unclear. Don't know why there's a hook here. It might be a prop for a different trick. This floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip. I wonder if that's the thunk noise. Speaking of which, why would there be water here? Maybe it was for a trick? High on my nose is one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. Is it broken vase? Did the trolley knock it down while moving? It can't be. The trolley moves along a track from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance. Let's note this down too and think about it later. There are many pieces of a broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been filled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Clothes. These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Wait, what? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found. Lyney didn't mention the guests having a wardrobe change. Right, and you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? This is so confusing. Palmer doesn't want to be a detective anymore. Oh, she's put on confused glasses. The young lady's clothes, the clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. What is this place? It looks like a vent. It seems like someone could fit through here. Could this have been the suspect's escape route? Alone perhaps, but if they had to pull another person within, the space would be too narrow. But there are no other ways in or out of here, other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Lyney and Lynette were in the two magic boxes. You're right, let Palmer write that down. An vent looks like it could allow one person passage, barely big enough, but long enough. Leaving along with the missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect. You know what? Seems we're just about done investigating down here. Yes, let's head back up. Okay, now I'm wondering if the lady came out here, changed her clothes in the costumes, and then escaped through the tunnel. Maybe she's on the run. That's my guess. That is my guess. Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malice returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here. Apologies for the wait, demoiselle. So what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent? They believe the odds of that are very low since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there. Tunnels be calm like a secret chamber then, you know, like the kind you usually see in movies? In novels? It would seem so. The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cal's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Freeman was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points towards Lyney and Lynette. In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress. Charges in the trial? So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce the sentence? That's right, this is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the oratrice will hear statements from both sides. The oratrice will too? That's right, this is how indementium is produced. Statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will, and it is a judge in its own right. This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway. Fascinating. Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision too. This too will be used by the oratrice as a reference. And finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is what the will of justice itself. So that machine is the one that actually decides. Palmer thought Nouvellette called the shots. In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Yes, the guards have also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial. Huh? Why? Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case. They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might have find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it would prove problematic if we happened to spread key information about the case ahead of time. I'm ready to break out at any time. Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food? Of course, I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition. Now's not the time to be picky. In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets? Huh? Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Paimon. Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best even if there are no snacks. What do you mean no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, we'll simply make some. Huh? Here? But how? Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me. Do we have portable snacks? I like this. Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you? Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her. I have egg, sugar, and almonds at the ready. Ah, good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough. You three are quite an interesting group. It must be a Spina di Rosala thing. Navia methodically handles the ingredients and pulls fresh macarons out of the oven in no time. Ooh, and Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. It's even better now, and Paimon can't stop drooling. And the way you had these two guys carrying all the stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. In the end, but you end up doing the entire thing by yourself, beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything. I was applauding. And I was giving encouraging smiles. That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay. Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this? I don't think it's carved in stone anyway that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us. Only 3? Well, eating too many sweets treats might send all that sugar to your head. You'll be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you? Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favourite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit. Thank you. Why don't you take a break as well? No need for concern, I'm merely doing as I should. Alright then, down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Lyney and Annette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. Magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive. Exactly, why would they do such a thing right when everyone's watching? Apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased. The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes. Everyone thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is there's no evidence that this third person even exists. True, none of the clues we found thus far support the existence of a third person, but the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cal. How could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cal before making her escape? Oh, could she have? But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked. That's right, and even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members. Are we not being thorough enough in our search? The sounds of things is turning into an impossible case. The macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great, they're nice and crisp and super sweet. They are my specialty after all, and I see you've already had 5 of them. 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3. Honest. Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing. No, being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. It's fine, if you ate them, you ate them. It's fine, everyone knows how much you love eating. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? Oh, how could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then they turn to stone in her stomach. Alright, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Now let's set the stove up again, if you would. Huh? What are you doing? Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course. Well, there's really no need to do that. Exactly, we don't want to trouble you. As you wish, Demoiselle. I have egg, sugar, and almonds at the ready. Well, this really is your hobby, huh? Navi does a second round of baking over the 2 missing macarons. However, the discussion that follows does not yield much progress. Well, that's it for snack time. I am going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It'd be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial. Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks. Here is nothing, a small task has finished, Rosala. Silver, Malice, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new. Ooh, neither Cal nor Halsey had any motive, but after having talked to Navi, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems pretty low too. Right, time to put our heads together. We've got our defense ready for the trial. Oh, we've got to get our defense ready. It's probably going to be a long and difficult case. There's no point worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Primer's notes. They should help you review the situation. Okay, let's see. Anything new? 8 out of 9. Okay. Chance home because seen box had 2 layers. Go through them, perform the trick. The person in Palmer didn't eat more than 3 macarons either. Interesting. Interesting. Ooh. Okay, I guess we just have to wait until the next day and hope for the best. Okay, well let's get to 8 AM. 8:40, close enough. And let's see. Participate in the trial. Okay, I guess here we go. We get to practice being attorneys. I assume we found everything, because it surely wouldn't have let us continue if we didn't find anything. How did you, Kaiko? The whole situation is so confusing. I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step. Good plan. If possible things don't just happen, we'll get to the truth one way or another. Just relax, even if everyone else is exiting Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Freya would understand any more about what happened than we do. Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then. Best of luck to you. Ah, finally you're back. Well, how did your investigation go? To be honest, you might be disappointed. I know we're very grateful that you're willing to help. Oh, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you, Kaiko. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily. Just you wait. As both parties are present, I declare the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the cause and result of the incident, could we please have Miss Lyney explain the trick? Yes, of course, I will explain. While Lynette demonstrates on stage, all the necessary items have been prepared. Lyney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is stunned. Thank you, Miss Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box, and the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Freena, do you wish to refute his statement in any way? Well, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying. Huh? Why? Why? Okay, explain. Please explain. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cal. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all. I mean... Okay, conjecture-wise, that is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I am guilty. Is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box? The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course, is how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale. And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind? The thunk. No, nothing. The thunk! I see. When the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud, one so loud I believe practically everyone heard it. Huh? Uh-oh. But surely if you made the thud, you would notice. Hey, hang on, something's not right here. How could Lee not know about that sound? I'm sure he could have heard the noise that loud from inside the box. I was right with the box, I definitely heard the thud. Uh-oh! Look at those scales, could this mean... They probably represent the Oratrice's stance on the trial. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Oh, she's good. Tell me, aren't you and Lyney actually from the House of the Hearth? I don't know, are they? The House of the Hearth? They're Fatui? Oh! No wonder they did something like this. So the serious premises what the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense. I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident. Uh-oh. That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened. Indeed, then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. The first priority is to prove yourselves innocent. After all, I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now, and if your script already has holes in it. Yolanda is speechless. My oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Huh, now comes the infringement and discord. I suppose this was almost too easy. What the heck's going on? Ah, good thing I made all the preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off. Hey Lyney, why didn't you tell us this before? Lyney and Lynette are Fatui. Order, Miss Lyney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box or the tunnel. Second, you and Miss Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Uh-oh. There's a doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lyney's concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Charles here in Fontaine, along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now... Oh no. Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney. I'm sorry. What? Yes, they're true, Your Honor. Where were you? Oh, you're gonna get arrested. I knew it. Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already. What should we do now, Kaiko? Permission to speak, Your Honor. Granted. My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed. In that case, what is your request? I request a brief adjournment. There are some things that must be discussed. If they're necessary, they're already as good as guilty. The defendant has seen their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss? Order, I say. Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour. So you would stick to Miss Lyney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow this joy of victory to steep for a little while longer. Ha ha ha. Lyney and Lynette! While court is adjourned, you meet with Lyney and Lynette backstage in the Opera House. Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydra Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Kaiko and Paimon. Yeah, sorry. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you too. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad. I'm very sorry. I know you're angry and reasonably so, but please let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. Though we are quite friendly with Child, all things considered. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals. Alright, now we want to save people, as many as we can. Right now, we want to save people. That's right, I'm sure you're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. And how can we know this isn't all just another lie? Right, so you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You're a Fatuus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade, and all by coincidence too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I'm no criminal, at least not in this case. Sorry, please forgive us. Well, you both say that, but... Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed? Right, let's hear your answer first, and no lies now. Of course, I'll answer any questions you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core. Is that why you did a whole minute? That's right, in truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent and went to investigate the room in which the horror is stored. The air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step. And what did you find? Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain I was the only one in that room. The voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw. Well, that explains why you didn't hit the thud. But why did you want to understand how the Oratrice operates? Because that prophecy I told you about, of course, we must know all that we can about the station's secrets in order to deal with the prophesized crisis. That's the only way we can save everyone. So there you have it, the whole truth. I swear I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under the cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge if you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui. There's nothing I can do to stop you. Well, Kaiko, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose. I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should. I will defend you from these charges. Okay, thank you. Thanks for giving us a chance. The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydra Archon's accusations, we're going to need a seriously watertight defense. Actually, we already have the key evidence we need. Huh? The adjournment's almost over, let's go back. Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean. Lyney claims he headed the chamber containing the Oratrice court upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratrice court, within the Opera House's underground structures. Wait, but what was the third piece of evidence? There was one more that we didn't have, right? So that's... Oh, that's these two. We're saying the truth. It doesn't seem like anyone could have been there. We must find it out in the middle of the trial. Let's see. Leave the Lyns alone. The Lyn twins? I like it. Their names do fit that, the Lyn twins. Okay. I'm very disappointed they lied to us, though. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes. Oh no, we couldn't tell them because they didn't know about the tunnel. They didn't know we found the vent. Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Frina as fact. Therefore, Lady Frina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events. It took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit the scene from Lyney's perspective. Based on the opposition accounts of events, you can identify loopholes in the statement. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay. They entered the tunnel. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into altercation with Halsey, which caused a loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the Opera House, which is why he claimed earlier he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cal arrived in the tunnel, having heard the strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed. So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands before operating the device such that Cal's death could be ruled an accident. And there you have it, that's the truth behind what happened. Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Frina's description of events? The key to refuting Lady Frina is the order of the events, which Lyney experienced and what he saw. Okay. How does this work? Lyney entered the tunnel as the countdown began. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, maybe it's this? Then he headed to the Oratrice. This is where we produce a particularly effective rebuttal. What do you mean? Okay, fine. This one? No. Okay, clearly I'm picking the wrong ones. No. Okay, this is just the truth. Okay. Sounds from Lyney Hawley's flight claims to have nothing. Okay, he was gone. According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey. He left the tunnel. And then... No, he wasn't. He was hearing a voice. And it was the room that contains the oratory score, that is the actual truth. Then he returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all he saw was... He saw the clothes on the ground. He did not take part in the altercation, he only witnessed traces of the aftermath. Attention, Ace Detective Pyman has something to say. When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel, but he immediately used the vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the oratories is stored. Once he reached the area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete his magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface and was there when the accident happened from his point of view, therefore he is innocent. Ooh. Okay. Phew, Palmer did it. Actually, Palmer actually managed to say all that. Wasn't it awesome? In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident? Yes. That's right. Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed. Huh? My reasoning? The on-stage equipment was clearly tampered with in premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cal bumped into Lyney by chance. If that's the case, then if Cal had entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would be the point of killing someone on stage? Oh, they have a point. That's right, you tell them, and that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around. Well, you deny is very strident, I'll give you that, but what proof do you have to back up your claims? Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lyney's alibi initially? Of course I do. If I had been in the magic box the whole time, how could I have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? Ah, you're saying he wasn't. Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Oh. Which is the evidence that he wasn't in the tunnel? Okay. The sound. That's right, Lyney was in the box in the tunnel, that's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue used to prove his alibi has now become the best proof. How'd you like that? Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it? We don't have to prove that, do we? The murderer was... Ooh. Okay. Huh. We'll answer all the questions, you complete the logic train. The guard's investigation report indicates the firework released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the ropes surrounding the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and killed Cal in the box below. Lyney are no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistants would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonged to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Who's this? There could have been third person. Is that really a possibility? His name is Cal, his assistant, he would have been able to tamper with equipment. Halsey the main person missing, an ordinary was member, or did she have her own scheme all along? What if we select clue? Oh! Hypothesis correct! I see. That can't be right, are you serious? The killer was in fact Cal, the deceased? Is that so? How interesting, let's hear your reasoning then. What I must do next is recreate the truth, what Cal did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. Okay, okay, how can you visually... wanted to have left the Opera House through the entrances to where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey. His name is Carol, his assistant, who would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in tunnels, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. Sound was heard, may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. He was not in the tunnel at the moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into the vent. They would likely bump into Lyney as well. Okay. No one entered. That makes sense. He could have tampered with the equipment. Oh, wait. Let me undo this. Wait. Okay. Lyney was on the tunnel, so Lyney can't do it. Switch this. How can I prove there was notification in the tunnel? There was the clothes, there was the sound. The sound. Who is Science prime suspect? Him. Where did she go? No? Okay, I've done it wrong. Okay, they didn't like this. They went to the left. It would have been tough for you to fit through the vent. Opera House? Nope, okay, she's in the tunnels. No? Huh? Everyone must have understood the methods behind Lyney's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cal had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cal and Halsey struggling. Lyney was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cal to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. According to the guard's testimony, no one had left the Opera House, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they wouldn't be discovered. What's wrong, Kaiko? Are you still having trouble figuring things out? Where in the world did Halsey go? See how it is? This is all just a bluff, and here I thought you had something to show for it, but it seems you're still far from the truth. Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different tack? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result may have been utterly different from the magician's initial design. If only we knew how Halsey disappeared. That'd be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you could just make a real live person disappear, you know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette. Magic escaping from the water tank. Wait, could it have been the water? Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance. Ooh. In the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial. Hold on a second. He was at the tunnel, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard was from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. His name is Cal, and his assistant, he would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Did she dissolve into water and her clothes fell off? If that's what's happening. The vase was not broken by chance, it was used to cover important evidence, the water. What is happening? Hyman gets it, it all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. It is a similar method where a person could be transformed into water. Just a moment, please. I don't hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. I request we examine Cal's personal effects. You might find something there. Must he really? I should think that of anyone, your friend Lyney already knows the truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection, but Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 complete different things. Even so, I trust Kaiko's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. This Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it? You already do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes, but at the end of the rope, the way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial. Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cal. After some time, a guard returns with news. We're still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cal's baggage, each labelled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims these fluids are water from the Primordial Sea. The Primordial Sea? The note's contents also indicate that Cal belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes is labeled Opera Epicles, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that this dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that defense's hypothesis is in fact supported by sufficient evidence. You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water? Could something so ridiculous actually be true? Wait a moment, this reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just coincidence, isn't it? People can become water. Does that mean that the water tank's real use was a means to hide water stains? And if Cal was targeting that girl... Wait just a moment, could that mean you two with me, quick? Is Cal still alive? Demoiselle, wait, what about your partners? Let's go, just trust me. Order, order. It's undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Miss Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Miss Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking. Of course, thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of the cases' seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together. Right, the metal hook, the one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cal's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea. Okay. Liquid the guards found, Cal's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve fontaines into water. Okay, well, here's the suspect. He timed it with... Okay, well, probably the hook then. And dissolve with the water. And how did he hide it? This... No. No, with special rope. No. That's not the rope. Is it the box? What was in the box? I don't remember. The net was in the box. It's Detective Paimon's time to shine again. In the original plan, Cal would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector, securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from Primordial Sea would inside would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cal would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. He encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks. That does make sense. That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence. Oh dear, what do I do? Even if I think that sounds convincing now, have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation. It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. He has mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation. On that note, the guards had just contacted me, indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I should now invite him on stage to share it with us. Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. We found an identical sample of the water from the Primordial Sea among Lyney's personal effects. Oh, of course. What? That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. My gosh. Also, I saw things have happened, but I haven't read that. Let me pause here. What's been going on in the chat? I saw things happening, but I was too busy reading a court case, apparently. Okay, let's see. Yes, that's true. She just makes up things. That does seem to be how this whole thing works. And are you really gonna question God? But it seems like we have questioned her, and it seems to be working. You can just refute them. Interesting. Oh dear. And thank you for my student reminder. Oh, hello, Stoic69. Hello, welcome. Great, thank you, Chowderpiece. I really wanted to draw another Lord in Black Chicken. But yes, hello. We are, hopefully finishing up this trial before Chowderpiece gets mad at me for overrunning again. Yay! You thought he was sus. He was very sus! I thought so too. Well, okay, no, I thought it could be the girl, but dissolving into water was not in my line of reasoning. British accent part. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. What are you trying to shut this down this time? Seems very sus. I'm not wearing a clown costume, but it's true. There is no way I could refute that. I mean, I'm not. I don't think I own a clown costume. Is that good enough? Probably not. Anyway, Lyney did not need to take part in the disillusion of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cal then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return in cruel avarice, Lyney decided saw credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cal out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the fame for Tui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Lyney? If you use up all the evidence we collected, there's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road? Wait, is that the end of the road? What do you mean we can't make a rebuttal? Why did he have water in his belongings? Oh no, Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Since using water as new evidence was too good a move, why did this have to happen now? I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move... Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject. Miss, I must ask you not to shout and respect the ongoing legal proceedings. Oh, come on, don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick, one that I can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh right before our very eyes. Please do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind. Ah, what is she saying? No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician. Come on now, don't be silly. Magic's all about the misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And was that trick be the most marvellous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Annette, give it another go. Don't worry, Spinady Rosala has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you. I understand. Click. And voila. How did they get on stage and, like, nobody question it? Oh, she was alive. Sorry for the interruption. Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving in water wasn't true after all? To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. Ah, I knew it! I was hiding behind this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me. That teach you to underestimate us three. Where should I begin? I'm sorry, I'm the one who killed Cal, I admit it. I knew she was sus and changed her clothes. But what? Why? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey, it's Lilian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard Lyney's show was going to be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy tickets, so I stole one. That's how I made a living, steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbour a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the one who caught me in the act! Oh my gosh, it's her! I no wonder you look familiar, so you were the thief. Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled. Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selected chose me. He even mentioned that Fortress of Meripede, that's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. Oh, she's not from Fontaine! I wasn't going to take that line down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house. Can a person even hide in there? If they're practiced hand at concealment, probably a professional thief could make it work. But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down, really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer. Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it? Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning. This time we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective. Okay. Lyney entered the tunnel. No, I don't think... This is strange. Wait, Halsey dissolved. Wait, what's this? No, okay, this is all we need to refute. How could Halsey have reacted when the water began to trickle in? Okay. Ooh. I don't know, there was a thump. Strange sound wasn't from a fight, it was Lyney attempting to break out when she was frightened. Lyney wants all the credit. No, okay, the fight did indeed break out in the tunnel. She knocked over the box, the vase. That vase had broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily and Recount. And what the hell does he do? She stuffed him in the box. Oh wait, what does it say? Halsey do? She changed her clothes and ran? Lillian was afraid she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time, just what one might expect from an experienced thief. And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured onto her head, so she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cal leaped into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing the water from the Primordial Sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke at the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cal out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended. Okay. Okay. She knew that she would have gone to go through the guard inspection if she tried to leave afterwards, so she'd been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days. She'd already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons, so she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief! I knew it! That's why Paimon was so suspicious. But wait, but what about... What was it that triggered Navia? Ages ago. At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light. So that's the whole story. Bravo, bravo. There we go. Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial is not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded. Oh, she tried to flee. What, are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat, but really, could you at least have left me with some dignity? Well, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now. If there are no objections, then I, as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearance is Cal, selected as the next victim from the audience reservations list. With some modifications to the selector, he ensured that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cal thought of allowing the water tank to full, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the ropes suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the Primordial Sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook, rope, and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would have been dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cal entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended before hiding in other parts of the Opera House. As for Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the Opera House and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent. Hooray, Lyney and Lynette! Amazing! While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty. Victory for Ace Detective Paimon. Great work, partners. Thank you all, thank you so much. Let's not celebrate just yet. Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Grand Vaughn. Oh, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage? Uh-oh. Right, your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before the court? I suspect the accomplice mentioned in Carl's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes? Oh, I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence. Do quickly, unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town. I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall onto the Fatui. The higher-ups said that this was the best opportunity to do so. And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the waters have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everyone you know, everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards. Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion which, when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now and have made decent more of it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. He's gonna get water dumped on him before he can spill it, isn't he? Ah! Oh! There we go. Huh? What? He turned into water. Damn. Now he can no longer talk. Such ruthlessness, I shouldn't have expected any less of them. An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately. However, nothing is found in the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved. What a wild, evening. 2 days. So we're just going back now? The problem seems to have been solved for now, we're not needed here anymore. That's true, but... Kaiko, Paimon, please wait. Lyney? I know you may not want to speak to me right now, but we don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I am a member of the Fatui. I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused, I just wanted to be sure that we're square. I guess, but regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motive or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney, this entire time. As for why I'm F2, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me, that's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too. The Knave, the one who controls the House of the Hearth, she's your father? That's right, and since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner and we began to pull magic tricks there. To my surprise, he proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from, for a time, but I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances. We went from movements to abilities just like that. That was how we felt at first too. It was as if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles. Doesn't sound too bad either, better than roaming the streets at any rate. It took a while for me to realise just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to the noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes? Oh gosh. Oh no, so he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws have dealt with such people? As far as outsiders are concerned, this is where a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. Villains, so what happened after that? I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of the so-called eminent person and hurried through the night, but by the time I leaped over the walls, avoiding the guards, I made my way in. What I saw was a moonlit ground covered in blood and the knave standing there in the darkness. Had she already taken care of that guy? That's right, she had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you for your intelligence, interests align with ours. Here none will ever betray you, indeed betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her, I mean I just had been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in first, giving us back our freedom. So that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth. That's all in the past though, the knave is off the notice, isn't she? She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the notice's power once she has attained it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine. So she believes in that prophecy too. That's right, the whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat the crisis. Today's case has also proved that the people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some kind of water, thus further supporting prophecy. Everyone at the Hotel Boustet, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine, and we We will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world apart from our family is our homeland. So from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with the prophecy. I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you. It's alright, I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you as plain Lyney. I understand. Goodbye. Bye, Lyney. Okay, I'm gonna leave because, like, I can't just, like, not leave the building. But, I will be looking for the most convenient place to pause because it's very clearly overrun, but I can't... The plot won't let me leave. But I'm hoping as soon as we go outside into the main area of Fontaine and tells me to go somewhere, then we can pause then. Hey there, what's with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended? Were you looking for us, Navia? Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though, don't you think so? Well, I'm sorry, Navia. Well, what's wrong, my dear partner? I was really only trying to defend Lyney. I wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearances cases. Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydra Archons people to follow now, right? I see. Well, I won't lie, I'm a little shocked to hear that from you, but I suppose you're just travellers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry, I might have been too presumptuous. We're gonna help her, aren't we? Don't say that, Navia. We were having so much fun investigating with you too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that, I'm a bit prone to nostalgia, don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal, to commemorate our time as partners? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh? I just like to have a proper ending to every important memory, that way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time. If you say so, let's go have a meal then. You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Flavia is treating, count Paimon in. Wonderful, in that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Bourg? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner. Alright then, let's have a farewell meal. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to see me play live, then check out my Twitch channel. You can find me on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 PM GMT. Thanks again, and have a great day.